Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This seems like a very odd spot to do a video. We're in a library parking lot and I'm in a car. So I know I said this week I would be doing a cover video and I will eventually. That will be happening within the next 2 weeks. Next week will be our regularly scheduled Shadow and Bone episode reaction, and then after that will be the cover. I just thought I would do a life update. It's the 4th of January. It's 2022. We've all been living in this hellhole for the last like 2 or 3 years. Talk about some books too, because I have a Goodreads goal of 100 books, and I actually just got some. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention I have passion fruit Slurpee. Fun fact: I don't like boba. I don't like things in my drinks. So. I am a freshman in college. I'm a major in neuroscience and a minor in music, and I hate chemistry. A lot of things have happened this year. I feel like life updates are things that I'm not really used to just because I don't like talking about my feelings and stuff. Sorry, the lighting is so bad back there. My life is kind of weird now just because of how everything's working out. Like, it's a bit up in the air if I'm gonna go back to college, if it's gonna be online, if I'm ever gonna see my college friends again in person, things like that. I've really grown into my confidence and like I think I'm pretty now, which is not something I used to think. I used to, you know, a lot of my surrounding like friends were the pretty ones. So it was very weird to be like the person who's like the hot friend. I'm sorry, am I parked correctly? I am. I need to stop thinking about that. Let's talk about some books that I read this year. I feel like this is more of a book update. So I read a lot of books last year, but the thing is I don't remember most of them because I read them while I was half asleep or stressed or not in the right mindset. So the most recent book I read was The Other Emily by Dean Koontz. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw my review of it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. That was a bad voice crack. A 3 out of 5. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the ending. The writing was very, very intriguing for me. Part 6 was terrible. Part 6 had like 90 different plot twists within a chapter, and it was so condensed to the fact that like the story didn't even feel like it was happening to a person anymore. It just kind of felt like this is someone's really manic, twisted dream. Pretty much the book is about an author named David, and David had this girlfriend named Emily 10 years ago, and they were in love, and he was like head over heels for her. This was the love of his life. And at some point within that relationship, 5 years after they started dating, she goes missing and they never find a body. She was declared dead. And 10 years after that, he kind of goes back to the place that they lived and stuff like that because he writes there a lot, and meets a girl named Madison. Is it a romance story? Is it like, is it like his second chance romance? No, it takes second chance romance to another level because this woman looks, acts, and talks exactly like Emily. Has all of her likes and dislikes, knows everything about her life, acts like her, all of her tics are like her, she agrees on the same positions. So pretty much it's him going into a twisted mania trying to figure out if this is Emily or this is like some weird coincidence. If you are not mad about disappointments at the end, I would recommend reading the book. Just because it's great for the first few parts. It's just the last part gets on my nerves because it's so many twists and turns and it switches genres for some reason. I did not enjoy the last part at all. I found it ruined the entire book for me. I read The Cousins by Karen McManus. Karen McManus. Pretty much the woman who wrote One of Us is Lying. One of Us is Lying is probably still one of my favorite mystery books of all time. Just because I read it so often and it doesn't get old for me, just because I like all the characters and I think they're all very, very cool. I also love The Peacock Show. The book is about these 3 kids who are all cousins, and they have to go to an island because their parents somehow wronged their mother. So their grandmother. They're all not on speaking terms with their grandmother, and their grandmother invites them to the island to work, and it turns out she didn't invite them, someone else did, and they're all very confused. So they have to they all don't know what happened. They're trying to piece together what happened in the past. Needless to say, it's not as good as One of Us is Lying. I didn't like it as much. Did I like some of the characters? Yes. Good read. I gave it a 4 out of 5 just because the plot was very simplistic, and some of the turns you could kind of see coming. But other than that, really good book. Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen, both, they're a duology. They both go together. 5 out of 5. I love it. I think it's because I relate to the main character so much. She's very emotionally constipated. That's one thing I noticed about her, is that like she was raised by her dad, and her dad was also very emotionally constipated, so that you learn certain things from certain people. The point of the story is that she gets captured by another ship and she falls in love with the captain's brother. Y'all, one thing I love as a trope is a man pining. I don't know what it is about it. It just, This book had that in spades. This man was whipped for her, and I refuse to hear anything otherwise. Alosa's a pirate captain. She commandeers her own ship, which is a very, very cool thing for a 17-year-old female, especially at that time. And she gets captured by another ship, and you're like, oh no, she got captured. No, she planned it because she's smart. So they are trying to find a bounty that she's also trying to find, and she knows that they're further ahead, and so she tags on with them, and she's like, I'm just gonna double cross them at the end. Gets a little bit mixed up, right? Because why does it get mixed up? Why does it get mixed up, guys? Because she falls in love. Great book. 5 out of 5, loved it. Wrath in the Dawn. The books will be appearing here, so you can see the title. The book is a retelling of 1001 Arabian Nights. My friend got it. My friend let me borrow it. It's so good. I loved it. The chemistry between the two leads is impeccable. Everything about it is just chef's kiss. I love it so much. I think it's just such a good book. I just generally think it's amazing. Ooh, I should tell you about the book I'm reading now. It's called Riley Thorn and the Dead Guy in the Next Door. Not Dead Guy in the Closet. That's the second book. I'm reading it on my Kindle. The other Emily and this book I'm reading on my Kindle. Riley Thorn and the Dead Guy Next Door is about this psychic named Riley. And Riley hates being a psychic. Her whole family is very gifted in the sense that like her mom was kind of raised in a commune. She's very hippie, despite them living in a very suburbia area. The great thing about this book is that like it's a female lead that I haven't seen before, because a lot of female leads are very like 20s. They've had like ex-boyfriends or whatever. 34, divorced. Ex-husband pretty much took everything from her despite him cheating on her. She has been shit on by the world. And she lives in pretty much a retirement home with all these elderly people. It is a romantic comedy, which is very funny considering that the fact that the title is Riley Thorn, the Dead Guy Next Door. The guy who's investigating the dead guy next door is a private detective named Nick. I love this. Okay, nobody loves love at first sight. But this book sold me on it in the fact that like he sees her and he's instantly into her, and then he talks to her and he's even more into her, and then he realizes that he's into her and he's like, I can't do this. And then he keeps putting himself in situations where he can hang out with her because he's so into her, and it's so the lighting in this is terrible. I'm just gonna hold my hand like this the entire time. You guys, the banter is there. I really love this author. Her name is Lucy Score. Really recommend her. I told my mom I was reading it, and she was like, why do you only read such depressing stuff? And it's not depressing, Mom. It's a great book, and it's very romantic. And I want a man who will banter with me like Nick does with Riley. Also, book haul. I just went to Books A Million. I forgot. These are the books I want to read. I have more books on my computer, and I'll try to list them off at the top of my head, but here we go. So the first book I got was Good Girls Die First by Catherine Foxfield. Ava is one of 10 people invited to the abandoned amusement park on Port Grave Pier. Even though she thought her secret was safe, the invitation makes it clear that someone knows what she tried to keep in private. As the night wears on, Ava realizes that each of the 10 has something to hide and something to fear. When fog and magic swallow the pier, they are cut off from everything but one another and the mysterious host who brought them together. Rumor has it that the pier is haunted, and an unseen evil compels the 10 to turn against one another and begin revealing the darkest secrets. And one by one, they die. I love a good mystery, so I'm giving it a read. Next is the all-acclaimed, TikTok famous Pong 57 by Penelope Douglas. Excited for this one. It was between this and It Ends With Us, and I really didn't want to get It Ends With Us yet, just because people have told me I'm gonna get mad, and maybe I'll do a video one day of me reading it. I will also do a video of me reading this book just because I know for a fact that it's gonna give me some feelings, and based on what I've read, what I've seen on TikTok, because I saw, what is that guy's name? Corey Wynn. He flushed this down the toilet. a perfectly good book too. Like, what the hell? This book I wanted to get for a while. I went to Books A Million a few weeks ago with my mom, and we didn't end up getting anything because we kind of ran out of time, and so we ended up not buying anything. And this was one of the books that really caught my eye, and it's called All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban. I made sure to get a lot of female authors. Like, all of these are female authors. This is a mystery novel, yet again. I think we have a vibe. I love mystery. I always go away from these types of books where it's like, pick someone to die every like 5 minutes or else I'll just kill all of you, because it just really gets me annoyed. But I'm really excited for that book. It's E. Lockhart's We Were Liars. I legit actually do not know what this book is about because it doesn't tell me, but that makes it even more fun because I'm guessing it's about like some sort of high-end family and like the secrets they have. And I love a good suburban like secret book. That's the genre this is, suburbia secrets. Can we coin that? I also have a lot of books on my computer. Like, one book I really want to read is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Yeah, that's a book I really want to read. Apparently it's a tearjerker. I don't know about that, but we'll see. None Shall Sleep by Marney. I read it as an audiobook, but I'm pretty sure you can get the paper copy pretty much anywhere. It's a book about two kids, teenagers. I only remember the girl's name. Her name is Emma. I forgot the guy's name. I think his name was like Travis or Trevor. I'm gonna go with Travis just because, I don't know, that makes sense. Emma and Travis. It's a psychological thriller. It's about Emma and Travis, both teenagers who have had encounters with serial killers. They get taken in by the FBI for an internship and have to go around and interview serial killers, and they end up interviewing this guy named Simon. And Simon gets this very, very weird fixation on Emma, and Travis is just kind of there. I feel like for that part of the book, Travis was just kind of there. Really good book, check it out. A 5 out of 5 for me. It was one of my favorite mystery books of last year. Yeah, I have a huge TBR. I'm gonna link my Goodreads down below, so if you guys want to follow that and follow my journey on reading this year. My goal is to read 100, so hopefully, if you guys want to comment books that y'all have read and aren't on my wanting to read list, let me know. Okay, thanks for watching. COVID is still going. Omicron variant's really high. Wear a mask everywhere you go. Bring hand sanitizer. The Black Lives Matter resources, anti-Asian hate crime resources are also down below. Oh yes, check out my podcast, Weird and Wacky Tales with Gia, is up on Tuesdays, and Musings of a Raging Introvert is up on Fridays. Weird and Wacky Tales, I talk about mythology and true crime cases. Musings of a Raging Introvert is pretty much about whatever I want. My Spotify is G1A, same as my channel name. And yeah, stay safe, stay sane, stay sanitary. See you guys next time, and bye. Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone.